Well, good morning and welcome to a crisp January day in West Virginia. We're so glad that you're able to come out and join us. There's some seats here available for those who would like to sit down. For this major announcement this morning, after a long and successful recruiting effort for the leading manufacturer of purpose-built, battery-powered transportation products, GreenPower has selected West Virginia as the location to manufacture this beautiful bus behind me now, and they will be locating in South Charleston, West Virginia, and we're here today to welcome GreenPower as a new corporate citizen to West Virginia. Let's give them a round of applause. We are so glad, and I think it's very important for those in the legislature and all those dignitaries and citizens gathered here today to know that GreenPower put forth an extensive evaluation of various locations throughout the East, in fact, every location in the East Coast. And West Virginia, because of the efforts that you've put forth here and the changes that you've made in our state and the manner in which we presented the state of West Virginia to GreenPower, they selected this state to be with you and to grow and have a wonderful career in West Virginia. And I would be remiss if I didn't say how much the governor of West Virginia has had an influence on this decision-making process. Governor Justice has done an amazing job in helping to recruit this company and to make West Virginia the best place in America to live, work, raise a family, and start and expand a business. And I hope you join me this morning in offering your prayers for a quick and speedy recovery for our governor and for all those who have been affected by the COVID pandemic. And so our hearts and our minds and our thoughts and our prayers go out to them. One of the people that has been so instrumental in helping the resurgence of West Virginia and the business climate in our state and making government run efficiently on this beautiful January day is the governor's chief of staff. So if you would join me in welcoming what I consider to be the best chief of staff in any state in America, our own Brian Abrahams. Brian?
It's a privilege to be here today, Brendan, to see you again and welcome you to West Virginia. But to be honest, it's a privilege that I don't want. I'm standing up here because the governor couldn't be with you today. And quite frankly, I can't fill his shoes. I mean, they're really big shoes, but I can't find the words to do justice to the passion that the governor brings to attracting businesses to our state. And he was really enthused to get you here because not only is it another publicly traded company that's coming to our state, going to create these hundreds of jobs right here in the Kanawha Valley that we know we need, it sets a new image for West Virginia that companies like yours want to come here and do business in West Virginia. So on behalf of the governor, welcome. We are going to be a true partner to you as we have been. And I know this governor not only has that passion for business, but he's worked hard with these legislators to turn our state around. And it's really happening. And this is just the first of many announcements today of a new day in West Virginia. So again, appreciate you.
Thank you, Brian, because after the announcements are made and so forth, the real hard work begins, and Brian will be a great partner for us as we welcome GreenPower to West Virginia. Also, the leadership in our legislature, and we have so many wonderful delegates and senators here this morning with us. Thank you for being here, and I would call upon our, again, in my view, the best Speaker of the House in any state in America, our own Speaker, Roger Hanshaw. Roger, if you would come and say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Friends, good morning and welcome to West Virginia. You know, for decades now, the story about the economy of West Virginia has been that we're a lagging economy, that we're an economy based on antiquated technology that needs to find itself. And we're here today to announce that we have found ourselves. We have found a new economy in West Virginia, and it's been a privilege and a pleasure to work with Governor Justice, with the executive branch, with the Department of Economic Development, the Department of Commerce, the Department of Tourism, all of our colleagues in the legislature in both chambers, the House and the Senate, in really doubling down on economic development over the past 5 or so years. We have recognized that a new economy matters, and it matters beginning right here in West Virginia. We are tickled to death to welcome today GreenPower to Charleston, West Virginia. Brendan, we are delighted to have you here, and not just because of the jobs and economic investment opportunity that you directly represent, but because of what GreenPower means to West Virginia in the face of the rest of America, in the face of the rest of the world. GreenPower's location here in Charleston, in South Charleston, West Virginia, signals to the rest of the world that we are, in fact, a 21st century economy, and we're proud of that. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to be here on this grounds with Brendan and get to actually spend a few minutes in the cab of the cargo van next door, and I was impressed by it. And I actually, after a few minutes, asked Brendan if I could start it. And he was very gracious and smiled and said, "Well, Mr. Speaker, it's been running the whole time." In fact, they're all running now. They're all running now. We are welcoming a 21st century business to a 21st century economy in West Virginia. I'm pleased that, Brendan, you and your colleagues at GreenPower have chosen West Virginia, and I'm thankful to have so many colleagues here this morning who've helped make it happen.
Thank you, Ron. I was wondering if he would tell the story about the vehicles are running or not. That was a great moment. And also, leader of our state senate, my great friend for many years, who is actually so well qualified to speak on this issue because he is a master electrician. And so when you think about this battery-powered evolution of the transportation network and his passion for leading West Virginia in a new direction for a future economy, I would like to welcome to the podium the President of the Senate, the Lieutenant Governor of West Virginia, my great friend, a fantastic representative, Craig Blair.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm doing that for somebody out here. And by the way, did you notice that he didn't say that I was the best lieutenant governor? You noticed that he didn't say that. GreenPower, thank you for coming to the state of West Virginia. We've been working for decades on getting our state right for this moment for you to be here. It's not just about the jobs, as the speaker said. This is about the image of West Virginia. The image of West Virginia where you want to bring your family and raise your family, educate them here, and ride an electric school bus on the way to school. We got to talking, I'm a little bit hard of hearing. And when I was on the bus yesterday, there's no road noise. So it's a lot quieter in the truck compared to or in the bus what it used to be. That's pretty cool. And people don't take that into account, but the stress on the driver from all that noise. How many people remember how loud that bus was when we were kids and all of us going crazy on there? That'll change the dynamics on that. But getting back to it, you wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be for the good work that this legislature has done over the years, whether it be workers' comp and unemployment. The governor on unemployment this year is that you're going to see a reduction in the premiums that are paid for that. This is a big deal. It's a big deal for all of us out here in this state that you're locating here. And yes, there's others, but there's going to be more. And the more companies that locate in this state like yours, the more buses you'll be selling, because the more babies that we're going to be having in this state and opportunities to educate. You laugh at me. Watch and see. Over the next 10 years, there'll be over 400,000 new people living in this state, and you're helping us get there. Thank you. Can't thank you enough. And if you see something in this state that is slowing down your ability to operate, we want to know. The governor's office, the speaker, and myself, we want to know. Because if there's a roadblock, we'll take that roadblock down. That's West Virginia. And you've picked the best place in the whole world, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and tell him I'm second best.
He told me to convey that he's the second best Senate president ever in West Virginia. Actually, he's the best. He's doing fantastic. But I did notice Craig had a hat on as the reason he spoke a little longer. He's warmer than the rest of you out in the audience. But I'm going to invite to the podium our special guest today, GreenPower. As you know, we've talked about why West Virginia is such a great business climate, how they went through an extensive search, and we won. West Virginia won. But it's also the transition, as the speaker talked about, to a electrification of the transportation network. And this is the product. There are 480,000 school buses operating in America. Over 26 million children are transported daily on those buses. This will be the product as we transition into the electrification of this network. And I'm so pleased to welcome to the podium my good friend, our new corporate citizen, someone you're going to really get to know and to like, our friend Brendan Riley. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. President and Lieutenant Governor, Mr. Speaker, and Chief of Staff. First, GreenPower Motor would like to send our condolences to the state for the illness of Mr. Justice. We hope and pray that Governor Justice gets well very quickly. But folks, we want you to know from GreenPower that we couldn't be happier. If someone asked me, why did you guys pick West Virginia? Right here, you just heard it. This state is growing. It's a state that has a lot of dependency on energy, and electricity is an energy. Our vehicles run on clean energy. Our goal in this state is to have 900 employees working here, contributing to GreenPower, of course, but more importantly, being part of the new economy where electrified transportation is really a solution. It's not just an environmental solution, it's a health solution. Children riding on these buses every day, they're exposed to all kinds of pollutants in diesel vehicles, and they're not exposed to nearly the same amount in an EV. It's just a lot cleaner and safer. It helps kids get to school in a more healthy way, a safer way, and a more sustainable way. And we just can't tell you how excited we are to start setting our foundation here in West Virginia, building a new future for GreenPower, a bigger and better future for GreenPower, and hopefully hand in hand with the folks of West Virginia moving into the 21st and 22nd century. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And GreenPower will be around all afternoon. You're free to tour these products. There are 3 products, all produced by GreenPower. I think they could probably arrange even some rides and so forth. And I've had the privilege of doing so, and I would sincerely recommend it to you. It is an enlightening experience. They have several representatives here today. But that concludes the first phase of our announcements today. And so we're so pleased that you were able to come out, and thank you so much for being here. Welcome to West Virginia.